After a dour draw at Nottingham, India and England moved to Lord's for the second Test match of the 5-match series. Home of cricket, as the ground is known, also has a strong historical link with Indian cricket, as MCC research officer Neil Robinson explained while taking ESPN Cricinfo through the famous Lord's Museum.
The first real connection between India and Lord's came in 1886 when the first team of Parsees to tour the UK played here at Lord's against MCC. The match didn't go terribly well for them. Unfortunately, they lost by an innings. But interestingly for the time, given all the divisions of class and race that took place, not just in cricket but in society at the time, the Parsees were actually treated as gentlemen. They were treated far better than some English cricketers were treated. Later on, 1932, you have the first All-India tour of England, in which CK Nayudu famously scored 200s here for India against MCC and Middlesex. And we actually had the bat he scored those hundreds with here in the museum, which is one of our loveliest Indian relics. Then in 1946, of course, another All-India team arrives to play a Test series in England, captained by the Nawab of Pataudis, who had played 3 Test matches for England during the 1930s. Subsequently, his son, Mansur Ali Khan Pataudi, went on to captain India here in 1967, and it's that Anglo-Indian link which led MCC to create the Pataudi Trophy to be played for between India and England in Test matches held in this country.
But it's not trophies that most capture Neil's fascination. Unsurprisingly, if you know the man, it's a book that remains his favourite bit of memorabilia at Lord's.
Perhaps my favourite item is a 1939 copy of Wisden Cricketer's Almanac, which was owned by the famous broadcaster and journalist E.W. Swanton. He had it with him in Singapore when he was captured by the Japanese during the Second World War. And right throughout his captivity, first of all in Changi prison and later on the Burma Railway, it stayed with him and was passed around his fellow captives. Each of them had only a few hours with it. And it was rebound several times just to keep it in stable condition. For each of those captives who were, for a few hours only, able to be in possession of this precious item of memorabilia, it was a way that they could reconnect with their former lives before the war, before this awful hardship they were going through. And it shows really how cricket can be a powerful force for evoking the most pleasurable emotions in life, even at times of the greatest hardship.
A lover of books, Neil sits in the MCC library right above the museum, a cosily comfortable place with quite the range of cricket literature.
One of the hidden treasures here at Lord's is the MCC library, which not a lot of people outside of Lord's know about. Even a lot of MCC members don't know exists because it's not actually in the pavilion, it's in the building behind me above the museum. It has the finest collection of cricket literature anywhere in the world. We have more than 17,000 different titles, reflecting not just cricket here in England, but also cricket globally and at all levels of the game. We have more than 1,000 pamphlets and books relating to club cricket here in England alone. So a remarkable collection, and one that is used not just by MCC members, but also journalists, authors, academic researchers, and any real student of the game. It's open to the public all year round by appointment. So it's one of our greatest resources here at Lord's, I believe.
Lord's plays host to India and England on the 17th of July, and if the pitch is as well groomed as the library, the fans could be in for quite a contest between 2 evenly matched sides.